Today we embark on a journey into a land both enigmatic and opulent, nestled in the heart of Asia, Macau, often dubbed the Las Vegas of the East. Perched on the western edge of the Pearl River Delta, bordering Zhuhai City in Guangdong Province, Macau stands alone as China's only territory where gambling is legally sanctioned. But don't be fooled into thinking it's just a dazzling strip of casinos. Macau is a global gambling empire in its own right. In 2006, Macau eclipsed Las Vegas in casino industry revenue, cementing its status as the world's largest gambling market. Spanning a mere 116.55 square kilometers with a population of roughly 650,000, it once boasted the second highest GDP per capita globally. Though recent years, marked by a pandemic and tighter regulations, have shifted its standing, Macau's reputation as one of the planet's wealthiest, most extravagant realms remains unshaken. Step into Macau, and you'll be dazzled by its lavish casinos, ablaze with lights that never dim. For visitors, skipping a casino visit would be a glaring oversight. Yet, chat with the locals, and you'll uncover a curious twist. Most Macanese rarely set foot in these glittering dens. Better still, they might regale you with thrilling tales of the Feng Shui mysteries woven into the fabric of these iconic gambling halls. Ever heard of the 100 birds returning to the nest formation or the dragon's teeth drawing water layout? Do you know why the Lisboa casino undergoes repairs 365 days a year? Or why gamblers often spiral deeper into ruin the harder they chase their luck? Today, we'll peel back the veil on Macau's Feng Shui secrets and the stark truths lurking behind its high-stakes games. You're watching True Crime in the World, where we unravel the most baffling cases and electrifying stories. As always, before we dive into today's enigma, drop a like, hit subscribe, and join us on this ride. Thanks so much for your support. Right now, Macau is home to over 40 casinos, all governed by 6 colossal conglomerates. 3 titans hold the primary licenses: SJM Holdings, founded by Stanley Ho, owner of the Lisboa Casino, Wynn Macau, and Galaxy Entertainment. What sets Macau's casino management apart is its tiered licensing system: 3 primaries, 3 secondaries. MGM China operates under SJM Holdings. Melco Resorts falls beneath Wynn Macau, and Sands China is a subsidiary of Galaxy Entertainment. Together, these 6 powerhouses have forged a sprawling gambling empire that dominates Macau's casino landscape. Before 2001, one man reigned supreme over Macau's casino world: Stanley Ho, the gambling kingpin. For 40 years, he held an iron grip on the industry, building a formidable empire that transformed this tiny territory into the globe's premier gambling haven. Born in 1921, Stanley Ho hailed from one of Hong Kong's most prestigious families. But at 13, disaster struck. His family went bankrupt, plunging the once wealthy heir into a penniless struggle for survival. Unbowed, he threw himself into his studies. His brilliance paid off after graduation, landing him a role at a trading firm where his savvy quickly shone. In short order, he earned a bonus of 1 million Hong Kong dollars, roughly 128,000 USD, a windfall that laid the cornerstone for his dazzling career. By the mid-1950s, Ho had risen as a Hong Kong real estate mogul, yet his ambition stretched further, eyeing Macau, a fertile ground ripe for untapped potential. As far back as 1847, Portugal's colonial rulers had legalized gambling in Macau, designating it a monopoly trade. By 1961, it became the backbone of the region's economy. Seizing the moment, Stanley Ho teamed up with tycoon Henry Fok, gambler Yip Han, and businessman Teddy Yip to bid for casino rights. The contest was fierce, but Ho clinched victory by a hair, outbidding rivals by just 17,000 MOP, about 2,000 USD, and stepped boldly into the casino game. In 1962, he founded the Macau Tourism and Entertainment Company, STDM, and inked a concession deal with then-Governor Antonio Lopez dos Santos. By 1970, Ho poured over 60 million MOP, around $7.5 million USD, into building the Lisboa Casino, now known as Old Lisboa. Its design followed the 100 birds returning to the nest Feng Shui principle, a meticulous layout meant to funnel wealth straight to its core. To unravel the Feng Shui secrets of Macau's casinos, we first turn to the terrain of the Pearl River Delta. the Pearl River courses through major cities: Guangzhou, Zhongshan, Zhuhai, Macau, Dongguan, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, before spilling into the sea. At its mouth, over 20 streams converge, forming a landform Feng Shui masters call the Great Bright Hall. What's remarkable here is the river's fierce flow, halted by more than 150 islands of varying sizes, crafting a dragon-yet-to-reach-the-sea layout. In Feng Shui, where water gathers without escaping, wealth flourishes. That's why Macau and Hong Kong, flanking the Green Dragon and White Tiger of this formation, thrive as bustling hubs of finance and trade. If the Pearl River Delta's Feng Shui is nature's gift to Macau, the Governor MacDonald Bridge, now the Carvalho Bridge, completed in 1974, is a man-made marvel of geomancy. Stretching 2,569 meters, it features a pronounced hump at its center. In Feng Shui, straight lines like bridges or highways can channel harmful, killing energy when traffic surges non-stop. It's why people shun homes at the end of long roads or hotels with endless corridors. Yet, with clever design, this menace can morph into prosperity. At the Macau end, authorities built a sprawling roundabout at Amazade Square. This circle scatters the energy barreling down the bridge, shielding the peninsula's core from its brunt. Just behind it lies a massive bus terminal, a puzzling choice for prime real estate, some wondered. From a Feng Shui lens, it's no accident. The terminal acts as a gas regulator, harmonizing the area's vital energy to keep Macau thriving. Dig deeper, and a subtle brilliance emerges. Buses crisscrossing Macau's main routes unwittingly stir a dynamic energy flow across the peninsula, infusing its aura with vigor and life. The duo of the Carvalho Bridge and Amazade roundabout masterfully tames the killing energy, channeling it into abundant fortune, fueling Macau's ascent. And just 150 meters northeast of this nexus stands the Lisboa Casino, Stanley Ho's crown jewel, siphoning luck straight to its doors. Speaking of the Lisboa, its design brims with intent. From afar, it looms like a giant golden birdcage, whispering a cryptic message. Once inside, escape is a rare feat, trapped like birds in a cage. But that's not all. Crowning this cage is a spherical ornament spiked with thorns jutting every which way, a symbol of 10,000 arrows firing, slaying all directions. It's a stark warning: enter the fray, and it's fight to the finish, no retreat. The Lisboa Hotel's main entrance isn't just a doorway, it's a Feng Shui masterpiece, calculated to perfection. Shaped like a colossal bat in flight, it greets you with a second giant bat statue in the lobby. In East Asian culture, bats, Feng Shui, echo fortune, few in sound, akin to wealth, few in prosperity. A bat clutching a coin embodies the pull of riches, amassing bounty. The lobby floor doubles down, etched with swirling wave patterns that sweep giant coins toward the hotel's heart, an evocative metaphor for wealth flowing endlessly inward. Every detail in the Lisboa's design reflects meticulous planning. Yet, when quizzed about its Feng Shui, Stanley Ho famously scoffed, claiming he didn't believe in it. Still, no one can deny that, believer or not, those around him did. The Ho clan, with Anglo-Chinese roots and over a century in Hong Kong, couldn't escape Asia's Feng Shui ethos. Like it or not, it underpinned the prosperity of Ho's empire. Beyond geomancy, there's no disputing that from day one, the Lisboa became a magnet, drawing hordes of gamblers to Macau. This relentless influx has swelled Stanley Ho's fortune. Mention Mr. Ho, and respect ripples through the room. Stepping into the casino trade, Ho didn't just mimic the West, he carved a unique path. He brought blackjack, roulette, and baccarat to Macau, blending them with cutting-edge management to catapult the city into Asia's top gambling paradise. Yet his 40-year monopoly couldn't last forever. At its peak, cracks emerged. By the late 90s, cries to end his reign and open the market grew deafening. Then, in 2001, the casino concession contract held by Ho's Sociedade de Turismo e Diversões de Macau, STDM, expired. February 8, 2002 might well stand as one of the most galling days in the illustrious life of Stanley Ho, the famed Casino King. Macau's casino industry, a powerhouse pulling in $20 billion annually, teetered on the brink of a seismic shift, one that would shatter the monopoly he'd wielded for decades. That day, Macau's authorities greenlit 3 casino operating licenses. Sociedade de Jogos de Macau, SJM, a venture Ho had launched in 2001, clinched one of these golden tickets, a hard-fought win for the veteran magnate. The second went to Wynn Resorts, an American giant hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, bringing a bold outsider's edge. Meanwhile, Sheldon Adelson, the titan behind Las Vegas Sands, moved swiftly, channeling hefty investments into Galaxy Entertainment, propelling it to prominence and securing the third coveted permit. By 2002, Wynn Macau had locked down a perfectly rectangular plot due east of the Amazade roundabout. They sank colossal sums into acquiring the land and obtaining their casino license, only to face a glaring snag. The site's Feng Shui was utterly dismal. In Feng Shui philosophy, killing energy can double as wealth energy under the right conditions. Yet, mapping the flow of fortune across Macau revealed a stark truth. Wynn's position was sidelined, a dead zone where prosperity refused to drift. But Wynn, a seasoned international player, grasped the local adage, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do." They weren't about to sit idle as wealth slipped past their doorstep. Though the mastermind Feng Shui expert behind Wynn remains a mystery, one fact is undeniable. The design of Wynn Macau was a feat of meticulous calculation. In residential Feng Shui, mirrors are often wielded to redirect killing energy. Not just any mirror will do though, convex ones repel it, while concave ones soak it up. So, Wynn Macau unveiled a massive concave glass facade, positioned to glare directly at Stanley Ho's Lisboa casino. Lisboa drawing in the riches? Wynn vowed to claim them all, and they didn't stop there. The glass shimmered with a bold copper-red tint. In Feng Shui, a building's color rarely ripples outward, but reflective surfaces rewrite the playbook entirely. With its copper-red sheen, Wynn Macau conjured a towering, fire-killing formation. In the 5 elements, metal recoils from fire, and Lisboa's signature birdcage aesthetic screams metal. The outcome was brutal. Wynn not only hijacked the wealth energy streaming from the Governor Nobre de Carvalho Bridge, but also relentlessly bombarded Lisboa with fireballs, thrusting Ho's storied casino into a precarious bind. Once Macau's shining beacon, Lisboa abruptly turned into the unlucky child of the gambling realm. Yet Stanley Ho was no pushover. He thrived on defiance. As Wynn Macau began operations, he swiftly acquired a parcel northwest of the old Lisboa. From there, a dazzling counterattack took shape. The rise of the Grand Lisboa, a mega casino built to reclaim dominance. Wynn Macau flung open its doors in September 2006, a triumphant debut for the American contender. But mere months later, in February 2007, New Lisboa, known as Grand Lisboa, burst onto the scene. Soaring 8 meters across 4 floors, it reigned as Macau's tallest edifice at the time. Its silhouette evoked a colossal fountain, anchored by a radiant golden orb, a quirky design some playfully dubbed the Giant Onion. Don't scoff at this onion, though. It's a Feng Shui tour de force, engineered to dismantle Wynn's advantage with surgical precision. Grand Lisboa harnessed the dragon's teeth drawing water layout, a brilliant stroke that neutralized Wynn's copper mirror wealth trap and the bridge's piercing killing energy. Remember the Praca Ferreira Amaral roundabout at the bridge's Macau end? Beneath it sprawls a vast underground parking lot. As the bridge's harsh energy surges forth, the roundabout fractures its force, sucking it down into the lot, where it seeps slowly into Macau's core. Grand Lisboa's fountain-like form acts as a dragon's maw, greedily gulping this Feng Shui current and transmuting it into a torrent of riches. While Wynn strained to siphon Lisboa's luck, Grand Lisboa deftly swallowed it whole. The Grand Lisboa doesn't stop there. It's cloaked entirely in a dazzling golden sheen. In Feng Shui, fire defeats metal, yet there's a counter-saying. Abundant metal extinguishes fire. Faced with this towering gold bar, Wynn's fire-killing strategy crumbles into irrelevance. But that's not all. The building subtly tilts toward the Governor Nobre de Carvalho Bridge, still within reach of its killing energy. Here, the golden orb at Grand Lisboa's base, a convex mirror in disguise, springs into action. It bounces the harsh energy back toward the bridge and roundabout, dissipating the negativity while funneling pure wealth back to Lisboa. Inside Grand Lisboa, this golden orb doubles as a giant aquarium-inspired centerpiece. The lobby ceiling drips with inverted bat-shaped crystal chandeliers, entwined with net-like decor resembling hooks and fishing traps. In Feng Shui, this is dubbed celestial net, an invisible snare for fish caught in its web. In Cantonese, waterfish isn't just a creature, it's slang for duped victims, hinting that gamblers stepping inside stand little chance of walking out victorious. Another tale swirls around Lisboa. It's said that some corner of the place, be it restrooms or elevators, is perpetually under repair year-round. But this isn't mere upkeep, it's a sly wordplay in Cantonese. Repair sounds akin to collect cash, implying a constant harvesting of gamblers' money. It's not just Wynn in Lisboa. Other casinos like Venetian, Galaxy, and Sands Macau boast their own Feng Shui flair. Take Galaxy Macau, opened in 2011, with its 3 towering buildings encircling a vast pool and lazy river. This area flaunts the Skytop Wave Pool, the world's longest rooftop lazy river at 575 meters, a setup hailed as a flawless man-made 9-bend water formation. Galaxy Macau's 3 main towers shimmer in gold, forming a metal berths water alignment, a Feng Shui jackpot for wealth. Uniquely, these golden peaks don't touch the ground. They rise from the 3rd floor up, while floors 1 to 3 house the casino. Picture it, an entire gambling den tucked beneath mountains and water, a Feng Shui masterpiece in disguise. This ties to an ironclad rule. Every casino must have a sealed interior, no windows, no natural light. Once inside, time blurs into oblivion, luring you to linger longer, tilting the odds ever further in the house's favor and stacking the deck against the gambler. It's clear now, Macau's casino world isn't just a battlefield of finance and strategy. It's a high-stakes clash of Feng Shui mastery. Each structure isn't merely a lavish icon. It's a painstakingly crafted geomantic marvel, designed to ensure cash flows relentlessly into the owner's coffers, not the player's pockets. Places devoid of sunlight lean toward yin dominance, yang decline, prime turf for shadowy trades like gambling. When a casino becomes an underworld palace, a vortex of pure yin, can anyone truly cling to their wallet? The proof is in the numbers. Within 6 months of opening, Galaxy Macau clocked over 6 trillion MOP in bets, roughly 750 billion USD, and raked in revenues exceeding 200 billion MOP, about 25 billion USD, making it the fastest casino to break even globally at the time. Then there's Galaxy's partner, the Venetian Macau, unveiled in 2007. If Galaxy mirrors an ancient eastern city cradled by mountains and rivers, Venetian is a western paradise. Its artificial azure sky crafts a city where night never falls, a true sleepless metropolis. The Venetian's hotel, with its grand arc, pairs with the man-made Grand Canal to form a perfect mountains and rivers embrace Feng Shui layout. Both mountain, the hotel, and river, the canal, perch above the 3rd floor, while below, the casino sprawls across 4 zones: Imperial, Red Dragon, Phoenix, and Golden Unicorn. Just 169 days after its grand opening, the Venetian Macau welcomed over 10 million visitors, a staggering, almost unbelievable feat. Yet it's not just casinos that lean on Feng Shui. In 2021, Macau police cracked a bizarre case. A man from mainland China had set up an odd ritual on a vacant lot near the Praca de Amara roundabout, wielding 6 axes and 6 hammers to craft a makeshift formation. His goal? To harness Feng Shui's power for a big win at the tables. Whether his setup worked remains a mystery, but one thing's certain. In Macau, axes and hammers are banned weapons. Just days later, on June 8th, authorities nabbed him under the full weight of the law. Today, casino complexes worldwide aren't mere gambling dens anymore. They've evolved into sprawling resorts, blending shopping, entertainment, and more. While you're busy decoding Feng Shui, the 5 elements, and the laws of mutual creation and destruction to chase fortune, casinos deploy cutting-edge science to ensure your pockets end up empty. Legend has it that when the Lisboa casino, known as Old Lisboa, first rose, Stanley Ho, the casino king, was thriving but restless. He turned to gambling god Yip Han with a nagging worry. If gamblers keep losing, will they ever come back? Yip Han burst into laughter, replying, "Once they're hooked on gambling, they're in for life. They don't fear losing cash. What terrifies them is the casino vanishing, leaving them nowhere to play. Be it wealthy tycoons or dreamers chasing a rags-to-riches tale, once gambling takes hold, escape is nearly impossible. Countless souls have lost fortunes, seen families crumble, yet why can't they stop? What drives them to dive back into the betting fray time and again? Before we tackle that, let's try a little experiment together. You've got two options. Option A, you're guaranteed to win 30,000 MOP, about 3,750 USD. Option B, you've got an 80% shot at 40,000 MOP, roughly 5,000 USD, but a 20% chance of walking away with nothing. Which would you pick? Me? I'd go with option A. I'd wager most folks would too, but here's the twist. Rationally speaking, option B's expected value is higher. 40,000's 80% equals 32,000 MOP, or about 4,000 USD. On August 18, 1913, something uncanny unfolded at the Monte Carlo Casino in Monaco. On a roulette table, its red and black slots alternating, an astonishing streak emerged. The little ball landed on black over 10 times in a row. Gamblers swarmed the table, buzzing with certainty. After so many blacks, red had to be next. They piled their chips on red, betting big, but then black again. On it went relentlessly, through the 20th spin, still black. By now, some had wagered everything, convinced red was imminent. Yet the 21st, 22nd, 23rd spins, black, black, black. Only at the 27th spin did the ball finally settle on red. This jaw-dropping event etched itself into statistical lore as the Monte Carlo phenomenon, a textbook case of the gambler's fallacy, or Monte Carlo fallacy. The player's fatal flaw? Confusing the independent odds of each spin with the probability of the streak itself. To grasp the gambler's fallacy, we must first dive into a cornerstone of mathematics, the law of large numbers. Proposed in the 19th century by Swiss mathematician Jacob Bernoulli, it's elegantly simple. When an experiment repeats countless times under identical conditions, the frequency of any outcome edges closer to its theoretical probability. Take coin tossing as the clearest example. The odds of heads or tails are 50-50. Toss enough times, and the split nears 50%. But how many is enough? 500 flips? 1,000? 10,000? In statistics, enough means infinite, a threshold no one can touch. So, if you're banking on the law of large numbers to bet on a lucky streak after a few coin flips, you might be mistaking it for the law of small numbers, a common blunder. And that's the crux of the gambler's fallacy. The Monte Carlo gamblers clung to the belief that a string of past results would sway the next spin. But the cold truth is this: every roulette turn stands alone. What came before has no bearing on what's next. It's akin to fearing a plane hijacking, so you pack a bomb, reasoning the odds of 2 bombs on one flight are astronomical. Isn't that a grim jest? Gambling lacks a memory. Lose 10 times, 20, even 26 in a row. It won't make it up to you on the 27th. Those who boast they're hot-handed, born for the game, or always hit the mark, likely aren't seasoned pros, because every casino runs on a brutal axiom, the gambler's ruin law, a rule that sends shivers down any player's spine. It decrees, if a gambler with a finite stake keeps playing without pause, ruin is inevitable, sooner or later. Early wins mean nothing. Fail to quit, and your fate is sealed. This law traces back to the 1657 probability studies of Dutch mathematician-physicist Christian Huygens. So, if you're dreaming of endless casino triumphs, stop now, before it spirals into an irreparable tragedy. We could crunch the gambler's ruin law with formulas, but a graph cuts to the chase. Picture yourself entering a casino with a fixed sum, buzzing with anticipation, primed to tangle with the house in an electrifying showdown. You aim to stop once you pocket a profit of S. Each bet carries a win chance of pi. So, what's the likelihood you'll lose every dime first? The first simulation graph lays it bare. As bets stack up, ruin looms larger. The longer you play, the closer you edge to zero. A second graph shows, to shrink that risk, you'd need a colossal bankroll or bets so small they barely register. Here's the rub though. First, no casino game hands you over 50% odds. Even blackjack, with flawless strategy, tops out at roughly 49%. Second, the house isn't some casual opponent. It's the casino, armed with near infinite funds. How many can outmuscle that kind of wealth? Someone might retort, "I've got cash to burn, I'll go big." But don't forget, casinos enforce max bet limits, not to shield you from ruin, to safeguard themselves. If a billionaire like Elon Musk or Bill Gates strolled in, wagering hundreds of millions per hand and hitting a lucky streak, the casino could buckle in a flash. That bet cap? It's their fortress, ensuring they prevail over time. Third, the clincher. Casinos don't profit by outplaying you. They rake in cash through fees. A simple calculation proves it. Take baccarat, a staple with a razor-thin edge. Bet on banker, the payout's 1,95, a 5% cut if you win. Bet on player, it's 1-1. Say you stake 10,000 per hand. Over 20 hands, since you win 10 on banker. That 5% fee hands the house 5,000. At 40 hands, it's 10,000. By 80 hands, you're out 20,000 in rake. How long's 80 hands? In a casino, 2-3 hours tops. Walk in with 500,000, betting 10,000 a pop. In 15 hours, it's all theirs. Gambling's core is a wealth pipeline, from players' hands to casino coffers. Win or lose, keep going, and the collective pot dwindles. That shrinkage is their revenue. Recall Stanley Ho's classic query to gambling god Jung Se, "Aren't we scared they'll win?" Jung shot back, "We don't fear their wins, we fear they won't show." Step through the doors, and the casino cashes in. Your ruin odds just climb. The essence of gambling is a relentless transfer of wealth, from the hands of players into the vaults of the casino. Whether you win or lose, as long as you keep playing, the collective pool of money dwindles, and that shrinkage becomes the casino's profit. As the iconic casino king Stanley Ho once asked gambling god Jung Se, "The casino doesn't fear your wins, it fears you won't show up." The moment you step inside, the casino's earnings are assured, while your odds of ruin only climb higher. In his final years, Stanley Ho appeared on television, offering this earnest advice. "Treat gambling as mere entertainment, never let it consume you. You can't beat the casino. I'm the one collecting the rake, and I'm telling you straight." But people won't listen, they just plunge in and play. So, if you think a sprinkle of luck or a few clever tactics can outsmart the casino, think again. You're not just up against the dealer, you're facing Bernoulli, Tversky, Kahneman, Huygens, titans of mathematics, probability, and psychology. This system wasn't built for you to triumph. It's engineered to make you believe you can, while in truth, the odds forever favor the house. The lesson here is stark. Gambling isn't a path to riches. It's a game where money slips from your grasp far easier than it returns. If there's one sure way to beat the casino, it's this: don't play from the outset. And with that, today's video draws to a close. What are your thoughts on this one? Drop them in the comments below. Let's talk it over. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe, and tap the bell so you won't miss what's next on True Crime in the World. See you soon.